Hey, what's up? What's up? Pastor Ron here once again. Listen. 50-50. Woo. That is the new discussion that we're having all over social media, where people are trying to discuss whether it was okay for Dwyane Wade and his wife Gabrielle Union to split their bills. And this has seeped into personal conversations, group chats. And I want to give my 2 cents as to how you're supposed to divvy up finances in your relationship. So let's talk. So I'm about to show you a brief clip of Dwyane Wade, who is out here talking about how he and his wife have gotten to a point where they split their bills. For those who don't know, Gabrielle Union, prior to that, had an interview and discussed the struggle of going 50-50 on the household bills. So watch this.
50-50 in our household is, first of all, let's say I have 20 to 50 responsibilities.
Right.
And my wife have 20 to 50 responsibilities. And when I say that, that means she has a mother, she has her sisters, she has her dad, she has a lot of things that she's responsible for.
Right.
You know what she does?
Right.
She pays 100% of that.
Right.
You know what I do? I pay 100% of my life. When our life come together, my wife is a working actress
Right.
who spends time away from the family to go work,
Do our job.
build.
Right.
We decided together, because I think I said one time we was in Miami, I said something about it being my house that I paid for. My wife looked at me, she was like, "You will never say that to me again when it's something that we share." And so my wife was like, "That when we moved to LA, I got half on it. You will never say my house again."
Wow.
This was a very, very touchy topic. Gather your opinion about Dwyane Wade, about Gabrielle Union, about their marriage. All of that is completely your opinion and what works for them, So I don't want to impose what I do in my marriage onto theirs, but I do have my opinion as to the whole entire scenario. First of all, on a small level, it just kind of concerned me, the conversation Dwyane Wade just had. I don't care how people handle their finances. The one thing that I've realized throughout my life and throughout counseling and talking to various couples, there's no one size fits all. There's no one particular way it has to be. I'm more in the field where I believe that, hey, discuss it. You must have a plan. People think finances is something organic that will just kind of figure itself out. No, you must, prior to marriage, as early as you can, as soon as you feel like you're having serious conversations and you're in a serious relationship, you should have a plan. You should discuss, hey, babe, let's do this. Let's do this. Let's do that. Whatever works is fine. But my issue with that conversation, my opinion with that conversation that alarmed me, is how they got to that point. So just a quick recap in case you didn't catch it. He said pretty much one day he told his wife, "This is my house," or whatever, something about my house. And she said, "I will never let you say that to me again. Going forward, anything of the household, we're going 50-50. Right? And that dynamic kind of like bothered me, the fact that he said that to her. So to me, hearing that, it's like, yo, were you arguing? Do you want to put her down? Do you want to make her feel bad? Do you want to belittle her by saying the fact that you are in my house? Did you say, get out of my house? This is my house. How did that conversation come about? If that works for you, or that works for you, fine, but not because you threatened her or told her that she is in your house. That's the issue. The issue is how it came about. The 50-50, if that is what they want to do, is fine. But my concern is how it came about, because oftentimes when the issue of money discussions, and why it's very touchy and often very difficult, is the fact that money discussions sometimes border in disrespect, that we become very disrespectful in how we discuss money, or if you don't make a certain amount of money, then you're worthless. If you're, what do you bring to the table? Why are you here if you're not paying the bills? I think certain terms like that could be very disrespectful because it's not a money issue. When it comes to finances, it's not about who makes more money. It's about who manages the money better. I'm a believer in an ideal world, a man should be the provider. A man should be able to take care of the bills, take care of the household items, and if not, be the breadwinner, but he should still be a provider in the fact that though he makes less money than his wife, but he has a better job, a better ability to manage the household financially, wherein his wife is not worried about paying bills. Because natural order, to me, I really believe in God's natural order, and natural order, women are not created to pay bills. I'll give a very simple example. Like in my wife, she's amazing. She's amazing at having discussions about finances. She's amazing about what works for us, what works for her. Trying to get into my mind and see what works out. She's amazing, and that I'm blessed to have her. I'm blessed to have her support because she's an amazing wife when it comes to finances. One day she saw a Pico bill, and the bill was like a crazy amount of money, and she was freaking out. And she's like, "Oh my God, how am I gonna pay for this, Ron? Should I go borrow some money? Should I go go tap into our savings? Should I go here? Should I go here?" And I'm like, "Don't worry about it, it's gonna be fine." Meanwhile, I'm sitting here playing my video games and the bill's on the table, not worried about it. In my mind, I already have different options and plans and scenarios worked out. I'm calm as cool as a cucumber, and she's just freaking out, stressed out. And I think that just shows the fact that women are not naturally created to pay bills. They're not naturally created to pay all the household bills. If they have to, I'm pretty sure a good number will and can, and they're making more money now so they can do it. But I think naturally speaking, a man should be the provider, and a household financial manager should be the one to sit there and say, this is how the household is going to be run. I'm going to figure out the bills. I make sure the bills are paid. That's more of a natural order. But also when it comes to 50-50, when it comes to the household, I don't see it as just the money. I also see it as taking care of the house. If you're saying, babe, you take care more of the finances, then you should also be able to help take care of the house. You shouldn't have to do everything, but you should also be at a place where if your wife is the breadwinner, you take care of the kids. If your husband is the one that takes care of finances and works to make sure to provide for the house, when he comes home, there should be a meal. There shouldn't be trying to figure out, hey, what are the kids going to eat? Let me fix up the house and clean the house. These things also affect their ability to produce their most amount of money. If your husband is responsible for providing and working the most and making sure all the bills are taken care of, and also has to figure out what are the kids are going to eat, what are you going to eat, this, that, then that tends to be very cumbersome. That tends to be very difficult for a provider. So when you say you be the provider or things go 50-50, don't just include the bills. Think about everything that encompasses the household, because some guys cannot provide as much as their wives, but they can also hold a fort down at their home. My issue is when a man says, listen, I need you to provide, you bring in more money, help pay these bills, but also you better take care of these kids. Also, you better clean the house. You know what I mean? Like, where is the fairness? Where is the balance? So the 50-50 balance is not just financially a tangible dollar amount. It's also supporting the household. It's also being there and supporting your spouse as he or she goes out to become that breadwinner. Yo, don't have to worry about this. I got this. Just focus on making that money. That is crucial. So because life is upside down, because these particular areas, these particular opportunities opportunities to be a provider, it's seasonal. You could be at a point where you're the sole provider for the first 5-10 years of your marriage, and then God blesses you where your spouse finishes school or gets an opportunity, and now they're the provider. So the roles switch, or you lose your job. Different things like one thing that's the biggest humbling factor is life. Life humbles you. So things are never just always a particular way. It's a lot of just ups and downs. So you pray that God gives you a spouse that understands and is able to pivot and handle those ups and downs in a relationship. So 50-50, I don't think it's, when it comes to just finances, 50-50, I don't think it's God's natural order. I think if you have someone that's willing to help you out, that's dope. But I don't think that should make you lazy or cause you to simply rely on that person, because I could see how that could handicap you. But when I see 50-50, when I think about that, I think of a bigger picture. I think about, listen, you know what? I may not be able to work now because I can't find a job, but I'll take care of the kids. I'll make sure the house is clean. You ain't got to stay up late to put the kids to sleep because I'm going to hold that fort down because you're the breadwinner. And that could happen to a guy or a girl. I don't think it's fair if you're not bringing in as much financially, that the other person is also responsible for taking care of everything when it comes to the home. Not saying they're absent from the home, but I'm also saying that, you know what, I'm gonna sit here and help out. And that's one of the things that happened in our parents' generation. Our parents' generation, it was very linear. It was, you take care of the house, all the house stuff, I take care of all the money stuff. And oftentimes the money things, the providing aspect was taken care of by the husband. And he had no role in the house. So we had dads that came in, didn't spend time with their kids, didn't wash any dishes, didn't help clean the house because I am the provider. And it becomes very task oriented. There's no love, there's no thinking, there's no pivoting. It's like, that is your job, you do it. I don't care if you have a bad foot. You better make sure that I find something to eat. You better make sure you feed my kids because that is your job. But now we are more conscious, we are more rational, we are more loving to say that doesn't always work, but we can't abuse the fact. But we got to make sure that we are at a place where we say, okay, I'll help you out. You see guys are more active with children, with the household chores, and you see women are also, because they have more earning power, they contribute more to the household. So things have changed. This is not your mom and dad's generation anymore. So you have to have these discussions and make sure things work. And be careful when you sit here and say, I can only date guys that make a certain amount of money. The people that make financial requirements on a man are people that don't run in those circles. Because if you run in those circles where men make millions of dollars, men make six figures, those guys, and you carry yourself in a certain way, those guys will naturally gravitate toward you. The reason why you have to post and tweet financial demands is because you're running in the wrong circles. You're out there in the streets, you're out there outside, figuring that you're gonna meet a guy making six figures, and you don't. Because you're not running in those circles. You're running in circles of 4 figures. You're running those circles in 5 figures. And that's cool. But don't sit here and say, I cannot talk to someone that does not make 6 figures, especially when you don't bring 6 figures to the table. Especially you don't carry yourself in a way that's worthy of attracting a man that makes 6 figures. So be careful, because life is upside down, because a man can make 6 figures, but yet can't manage money. So that's 6 figures. The weight of that 6 figures is really like making $10,000 a year. They have all that money, but they blow it. They have all that money, but they buy jewelry, they buy sneakers, buy things that depreciate. They don't own any land. They don't have any vision. So putting a dollar amount as to someone that you are able to date or marry is foolish. Especially with life going upside down, because I could make 6 figures today, then I could lose my job. I could make 6 figures today and I could die tomorrow. Are you able to manage and continue that 6-figure lifestyle for you and my children? Think about that before you sit here and go and post these demands. So 50-50, that works for you, it works for you. But I want us to start to have discussions mature and honest discussions about finances. Do not wait till you get married to talk about finances. Talk about it now. Watch patterns while you're dating to see, you know what, maybe this person is for me. Maybe this person has what it takes in order to manage my household. This right here is this person's possible earning power based on how he moves. His debt becomes your debt. Her debt becomes your debt. Begin to learn how to manage and observe these patterns because they tell a lot. So if that works for you, it works for you. But you need to make sure it works. Not because someone tells you, not because you want to puff your ego. Do what works for you. But don't ever make someone feel like, yo, this is my house. So because you felt disrespected, now you feel the pressure of providing. That is the issue. That is the problem. Learn how to communicate effectively and talk to each other. Don't talk down to somebody. Don't make them feel bad. Gabrielle Union, in her video, she said, like, yo, this is a stress. Like, I'm stressed out going through this. This is not fair. This is too much. I'm stressed with the pressure of having to do this. Do you want your spouse to feel that way? Do you want your words and speaking to your spouse to make her feel like, yo, I have to work because I don't want you to say that to me ever again? Or do you want you guys to have a good level of communication and do things out of love? Like, don't let this social media fool you. It's not one way to fit. It's not one way to do things, but it's also you got to learn how to do things a little bit better. So I pray this blesses you. I pray this is an opportunity for you to learn, for you to grow. But the one thing to take out of it, have a conversation. You will learn a lot if you talk to people. So thank you for your time. I love you. God bless you. Peace.